I get to I get to show my receding hairline even more.
It is an all new Drinks and Words by, ladies and
and
gentlemen.
there's our intro. David's receding hairline.
Right? Yep. Dave's receding hairline. Let's talk more about this, David. How do you feel about that coming in?
Well, it's been receding for quite some time. That's why I started cutting my hair short. Started having like those widow's peaks, but they're more like cul-de-sacs. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not Jack Nicholson. I can't pull it off.
Yeah. Speaking of Jack Nicholson, I've been watching what is it called? Showtime, I think it's called, or Winning Time on HBO.
Yeah. The Lakers like story, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely fantastic. I mean, I know it's fake, but there's some like real stuff to it, you know. But I'm just like, man, I'm so glad I'm a bandwagon, you know, Laker fan. I'm like, I could get behind this
Now that I see more of the history,
of the fake history of this.
like, yeah, the history I want to see and want to pretend is real.
Exactly. Because it isn't on the drinks towards by. Let's find out what we're drinking, David.
I'm sticking to the classic, podcast at home show. Drink the whiskey and coke. I haven't really drawn out for other mixers or tried other things. So I got to try. Guys, sorry, wife was asking if the handyman had finished.
Oh, okay. Working from home, I see.
Yeah, she's working from home today. And so just chill at home. It's hot outside. You don't want to go outside.
Right? It is hot outside, and it's so weird because we're supposed to be getting a tropical storm here.
The
Um,
rains are coming.
Rains are coming in August. It's like what?
I mean, global warming. Who gives a shit anymore? Seasons don't mean anything anymore.
You know what? I give a fuck because I have a concert that I'm supposed to go to on Sunday at an out in an
Oh,
open outdoor venue. And I'm just like, damn it! And it's a band that I've been trying to see for all my life. So I'm like, shit. And it's two bands actually. It's My Morning Jacket and Fleet Foxes. So
well, here's the negative and the positive. The positive is the show still goes on unless there's lightning, and I don't hear of any lightning. It's just wind and rain. Two, knowing this, you can prepare yourself accordingly with the proper gear. So you have to wear rain gear. So,
oh man, I can't believe I can't believe they would allow rain and a concert to happen together. Like I
why
don't
not?
know. I don't know. Like I do have rain gear, but I gotta break it all out. I gotta wear boots. I gotta wear a coat. I gotta be all wet. I hate being wet.
So yeah,
Ironically, and I love to swim. You know the duality, David,
yeah.
that I face.
The only thing I like wetter my women.
Yes, exactly. And speaking of which, what am I drinking?
These segues are just fucking popping off.
Yeah, I don't know how smart of an idea is, but I do work today. But I decided to do a gin with a cucumber, and then I I have an ice in here. But what I've been doing lately is I've been making ice out of tea and stuff like that. So this is kind of like a chamomile tea that ice block, but it's very
Really?
subdued. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's very
Yeah,
subdued.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, and
That's actually very, very cool.
yeah, because part of it too is like oh man, when David comes here, what I would like to do is move my camera around. Is to do, what do they call it? Like a hot toddy,
Hmm.
but instead of cold toddy. So it'd be a Claudie and
It sounds good.
yeah, just do Earl Grey ice cube and then whiskey and kind of do it like that. So
I'm
um
down for that. That sounds it sounds very nice. And then as you let it sit, the flavor changes.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of cool. I'm down for that. Um, I had something similar to that in Austin, Texas. I remember doing that show. The guy, he makes like his own old fashioned ingredients inside of ice.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that way it
so
all just
as
comes
it
up.
goes, so yeah, he can. So all he does is add more whiskey. Like if you want another shot,
Right.
he'll add whiskey to it. So then it continues to change. The flavor profile changes continuously.
Very cool. And guys, you know what? I get asked a lot of the times about ice. Like, how do you do it? How do you make ice? It's really funny, David, because I'm like, you get the thing. I'm like, you pour it into the tray. You wait like a day. Voila, ice. It's probably
Well,
five
yeah,
hours. You know, it's not that hard, guys.
yeah. Let me put my lab coat on for this one.
So yeah, but I mean, no one ever thinks about ice like I do. I know the Cove thinks of ice, and Penny Pound Ice thinks of ice, but they don't think of it as in terms of a flavor profile. So
Yeah.
I'm always into that. Especially, I got into this when I was a tea barista at the cafe that I was working at. I was really a barista, but when I did tea, I was like, right now I'm transforming from a barista to a tea barista, and so
You know what is a barista? Like, why is it called a barista? Now that you mentioned, like, I see Teresa, Teresa,
right,
or like a barista sounds like somebody who works at a bar, like a bartender,
yeah.
right? So I'm like, what is the actual term for barista in regards to coffee?
I don't know. I never, you know what? I just accepted it. I'm like, yes, barista. You know?
just went with it.
Yeah, yeah. I never really looked into the finer points of it. So I don't know. I could check the old internet and find out um, why that is. But yeah,
We go through life with so many things that we just hear and just accept, right? Like it's like we don't question. We question a lot, but we don't question everything. Somebody's like, yeah, that's what it's called. I mean, that's what it's fucking called.
yeah. Some things in life where we're like, I'm fine with not knowing. It's good. I'll just go with it.
I just go with it. It's not hurting my life at all, so I'm good with it. It's good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, things that have been going on lately. I've been living such like a concert life. I've been looking at concerts, and lately, when it's not vet ticks, concerts are really cheap right now. Like I got these tickets for $35,
Nice.
and I couldn't believe it. Which is another reason I'm like, I gotta get these tickets. I'm like, they're practically free. That and with parking, like $22. And I'm like, okay, that's not bad considering what SoFi is and what
The form.
the forum is. I'm like, that's a pretty decent number. So it's like I'm spending like $62, which is in actuality like what a regular concert ticket would go for nosebleeds, and I'm sitting kind of like in the middle. So I'm like excited about it. I'm already looking at like Metallica tickets for the following week, but those are like ridiculous prices. I'm like these guys can't give any to vet ticks. What's going on here?
Yeah,
Doesn't love
right.
your veterans.
I'd say I've already seen Metallica, so I'm good. Or I didn't really see them as much as I heard them because they were I had my back to them,
Yeah,
but I yeah I was right there. Like they kept passing me to go get their guitars and stuff. Like, oh
right.
look, these things are good. Metallica, thanks.
There's that guy and that guy.
Is that good? Yeah,
You know what's
Lars or whatever his name.
Yeah. What's so funny is I've seen shows from the seats, and I've seen shows from backstage. And I got to tell you, people are like, oh my God, I want to see the show from backstage. You're really not missing out on much. And if anything, it's a worse seat because you're not really getting the full sound of everything.
I always tell people, working at the venue that when I was running the venue, that stay in front of the stage. Don't let don't let it like don't let the dream die. Because I mean, you've been backstage. It's not the movie backstage. You know there's the occasion where it's like, yeah, it's a real party, but for the most part, it's not what everybody thinks it out to be. They think it's just like this one big fucking, you know, hoopla, and like you're just like, so they're just in the dressing room. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not gonna come out. No, okay, all right.
pretty much.
Nothing but production people back here. Yeah,
Yeah,
pleasure. Not what you think it is.
I know. Exactly. Oh yeah. You know what? One of the joys in life is watching your nieces and nephews grow, and I'm sure your kids too. But I don't have kids, so I get to see my nieces and nephews grow. And something that is really warmed my heart is my nephew. He plays saxophone, and I got him. You know, over the years, I was always telling him, I'm like, look, if there's one song you learn, it has to be "Careless Whispers." It has to be every time I see him.
Especially in a saxophone. Especially in a saxophone. Yeah.
And every time I see him, have you learned Careless Whispers? Have you learned Careless Whispers? And every now and then, whenever he brings on the sax, I'm like, do the Careless Whispers, and he goes off on it, and it's just, oh my god, it brings so much joy to myself, just knowing that that's like a part of like my life, and like one of my most treasured songs. I can now hear it, and I have an idea, which is I want to cover the song and have him do the saxophone. You know, do like a video. I think that'd be hilarious.
You should. You should. But you have to dress like you if you were still in Wham.
Oh, I always dress like I'm in Wham. What are you talking about?
Jean shorts and yeah.
Yeah, the men were fashion icons. Okay, I'm not sure if we talked about this, but it's really great to iterate. Netflix has a great documentary about Wham, and it's from the other guys. You know, there's George Michael, and then there's the other guy who we don't even know his name.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's the other guy. And so, great documentary. It's about an hour and 30 minutes, and it just discusses the life of the band and George Michael, and it touches upon Careless Whispers, and they play a demo of it, and it's the exact opposite. Well, the original producer made the exact opposite of what Careless Whispers has come to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's worth just even just for that little bit to be like that was what they thought Careless Whispers was supposed to be. And so George Michael fought, and he got another producer, and it finally came to be, the Careless Whispers that we know and love. But one of the fun tidbits of that was the fact that he went through like 27 saxophonists to get that particular sax sound.
Oh, perfectionist. Now I love the song even more.
I know. That's what I said to him. Like, this song is the greatest. But there are certain songs that just hit you for some strange reason. You don't know why. I mean, granted, Careless Whispers has a saxophone. It has a lot going on for it, especially the music video. The music video is hilarious because it's just this girl just being angry. Um she's angry, and she's going off a private plane angry. She's boarding a private plane angry. The whole thing is just her being mad at George Michael.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
Because he wouldn't give her any.
I know.
Little did we know.
Yes, exactly. And they touch about the documentary touches upon all that. How like right when they made it big, the guy was seeing one of the backup singers, and then he found them in bed. He found George Michael and the other girl in bed, and that's when George Michael's like, "Look, I'm gay, so it's cool." And I'm like, you know what? Like, what a great way to save yourself if you're ever caught. Like, look, I'm gay, so
Hey, this is okay. We were doing anything. Okay.
yeah. Sure enough, I mean, sure enough, he was gay, but
Yes,
but it
very
was
much so.
just, yeah, it was just great hearing that story, especially now from the point of where we are now and knowing all the history and stuff like that. Um, and then just the band coming together and saying, okay, that's cool, like you can be gay, we just won't show it,
Yeah.
you know.
We gotta keep the mystique for a while, please. We want to
Exactly.
make money.
Oh man, and it's crazy like rewatching music videos because I kid you not 30 minutes ago, I was rewatching Milli Vanilli's Girl You Know It's True. And if you look at that, you're like, what the fuck is going on in this video? They're like, are Millie and Vanilli both in love with the same girl and sharing her like they're a throuple, I think. It's go back and look at the video. It is really strange. I don't know if you
Well, I
ever.
mean the whole story of Millie and Vanilli was strange after it all came out. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And unfortunately, their music is somewhat lost in this. Well, not their music, but whoever did that music. Because, girl, you know it's true. Blame it on the rain. Great songs.
They
Um,
really were, and like you would think that the people who did sing it would have come out like how ugly were they? That like even like we don't care how good your voice is, we
yeah.
can't tell you. Nope, it's not gonna happen. But they love our song. Nope, we're ending it here. It dies now.
And it's so sad that that's kind of what the '90s were. It's just like, can we sell this? Can we not sell this? And yeah. As much as people love the '90s and have fond memories of the '90s, there were still some stuff that wasn't cool back then.
Yeah. I mean, every decade has their not cool. I mean, '80s had the crack.
This whole crack cocaine thing,
The crack thing in the '80s wasn't cool.
you know. It's funny as I tell people, I'm like, you couldn't tell everybody was on crack and cocaine. Everything was synth. The entire '80s was all synthesizers. Of course they were.
The '80s,
Yeah,
better times.
for sure. For sure. Me- I'm digging this, man. Usually this is kind of like my night cocktail. Like when I get home from work, like Fridays I work nights. So I usually have kind of like my cocktail a little bit ready. Like I'll have the gin and I'll put it in the freezer and then leave and then come back and then throw in the ice and then be like, okay, off work drink. But cucumber, David, cucumber is I don't know how I've lived without it. I love cucumber in my drinks now. And I must have it. Is there a must have for you in your drink?
Alcohol.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Pretty good.
And then a drink,
Yeah.
No, I mean, I haven't. You know what I have though? Lately, I have started incorporating more heat into my food. I've noticed myself like adding like either like a hot sauce or like to food. Like I feel I've been transforming myself into eating a little bit more spicy food. My stomach doesn't like it. My asshole doesn't like it, but my mother's like, it's yummy. I don't know why though. I really don't know why. I've just started incorporating more things because I don't do those salsas that like it just burns you and it's just like
Mm.
pain. I don't get those. the ones I get, I go. They do add a little flavor to what I'm eating, so I have moved myself into that.
It's strange how later on in life your flavor profiles change.
Yeah, because I mean, when I was younger, I couldn't stand beer. Now, I enjoy a nice beer now every so often. I still won't drink tequila if I don't have to. I don't go out of my way for
Right,
tequila. Um, well, I mean, food in general. I mean, I know that I've progressed in my you know my taste of different foods and different things, and like I said, adding more spice to stuff. So that's why when kids don't eat something now, it's like, yeah, you go later. You'll like it
right.
later.
It's so funny right now. I'm moving around a lot just because I got this mixer and all this kind of new gear and stuff like that, and it's taking up my normal usual spot that I put my drink in. So now I'm like still like finding where is the spot that this drink belongs. So if you see me just moving around, just know that I'm not crazy. Well, I'm a little crazy, but uh I'm still trying to find its the right because I'm like leaning over there. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't look too good. But yeah, a real interesting thing, and this is just a side note, but last week when we did the show, I usually have the light on, and today I turned it off just to see how the light would look. Looks fine, by the way. And I left, and the light was on until I came back home. Have you ever left something on where you're like, "Damn it, I left that on"?
Yeah, of course. I do that sometimes in a room. I left the room like, fuck, now I gotta go back and turn off the light.
But have you ever left it on for like 8 hours or 9 hours? You're like, "Oh my god, that was insane. Why did I do that?"
No, I mean, nothing that comes to mind. I probably have done it, but nothing that's just like, son of a bitch. The only time that I'm really like, goddamn, is like the dome light in the car because it drains the
Right.
battery. You're like, fuck, stupid.
And it's so weird. You would think by now that like we would have some sort of technology that would kind of fix that in a way, but still the dome light on could still kill your car. Still a thing.
Should have its own separate like battery or circuit. But that's why I always just heard I never have the dome light on. I always have it on off position. Like I don't need light to get in my car. I know where the seat is.
You're not paranoid, David. You don't look at the back seat or anything like that.
She got me. He got me.
Purposely, whenever I'm carrying something, and it's at night, I purposely put it in my back seat. I open that first, just as like a I don't know why. Maybe I've seen too many scary movies, but I'm always like, this will protect me. I'm like, this will make me look in the back. And I always do that.
Yeah, but you also have a trunk space that is open. Like they could like even if they're not in the back seat, they can be two rows like another row behind you.
Right, right. But that's why I opened the back. You know what I mean? I mean, I opened that middle seat because I could see both sides, and I just do it real quick. Okay, and then I just
I'm
drop it in.
safe.
Yeah. Now time to get on the road and be even more safe. Um,
They should be safe this weekend because that rain, people driving in the rain, if you're gonna go to that concert, you gotta be careful.
I know, and I'm so on the fence now. I'm just like, I hope it rains and they just cancel it. That way, it's like, okay, I don't feel bad or anything like that. And I'm
Where
at
where's
the
the show at?
Hollywood Bowl.
No, they won't cancel.
No way. You don't think they
I
will?
don't see. No, it's too much money for them.
I don't
Unless
know.
there's like, dude, most shows they go on. Unless there's lightning, rain is not an issue. I mean,
Jeez.
it's got to be like torrential downpour because I mean, unless it's going sideways and hitting them, they have they're prepped for rain. I'm telling you right now, they're prepped for rain to make sure that none of the gear gets wet. And even some of the gear that gets wet, it's not going to be an issue where. So
They'll get electrocuted.
the show goes on
Jeez.
unless there's lightning, and lightning has to be close. lightning has to be close, like within like a certain, because they have like people who are checking the weather the entire time. Like the lightning's like 100 miles away, but it's heading away from us, so we're good. We can keep the show going. Yeah, so we'll go on. So
Oh man, I don't know how to feel. I really don't. I'm like, yes, but at the same, I'm like, no. Uh,
I'm excited not to just. I mean, it's still going to be kind of like a warm. It's still going to be kind of a tropical rain, but I'm just glad it's not going to be like 100 fucking degrees. You know, I like I like the rain. I don't have plans to go anywhere. Me and my wife don't have plans to go anywhere. We're just going to sit here, finish off Grim, and and enjoy our time together.
I know. I was thinking too because Saturday I was supposed to go to I'm supposed to go to North Hollywood to go watch some of my friends play, but I told them that it was a 50-50. You know, part of it in my brain is like, well, if it's rain, because I hate driving in the rain, especially on the freeway. Especially now, I'm on the 405, the notorious 405. I really don't like driving in the rain. I've missed out on really sad farewells that I should have been at for people that I really care about because of the rain. Like I care about you, but guess what? I just do not drive in the rain. It's just something of mine that I don't know. It's just one of those principles that I hold. You know, I've driven in the rain. I've gotten to many accidents in the rain, and I've just learned. I'm like, just don't drive in the rain.
I learned not to care as far as people like honking at me. Like I'll drive 60. Like I'm in the slow lane. I'm doing 60. You can fly on by, but because I've had my fair shares of I've been in accidents and I've had my fair share of that heart stopping feel when you lose control of the car real quick. Just that little quick
Yeah,
fishtail, like you're like, how am I going to turn? Like who's around me? What am I going to hit? Yeah. So if I can avoid it, I do.
yeah. I was supposed to, and then Saturday in the afternoon, I was supposed to go to. I was gonna start walking. I've been into a big kind of kick where yesterday I just completed my fourth day in a row of just exercising, going to the gym and stuff like that. So, you
Ooh,
know,
me too, actually. Well, not my fourth, but I've been on it as well.
yeah, so I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, I'm like, I can walk to Three Weavers on Saturday, and they're having a little vinyl market. Go check that out. And I'm like, I can walk back home, and that's like, perfect. I'm like, I got some exercise in there, and so at least I can get like five days, and then just kind of work from there and building upon that momentum.
Yeah, I hit the gym this morning. I would have gone a little longer, but I had to poop. It's the worst. It's the
It
worst.
is. It ruins the entire regime.
It's just like I was so yesterday, like the day before yesterday, I've been walking just because I'm still too heavy and I know what it does to my legs. Like I don't need shin splints and hurt knees and stuff. So, but I was kind of power walking. I did 3 miles in 45 minutes on the treadmill.
Jeez.
Yeah, yesterday I did incline. Today I hit 2 miles, but then I was trying to do like I was trying to walk for 45 minutes, and the last 15 was going to be like just incline, like a good incline. And then as I'm walking, I'm like, nope, nope, can't risk it, can't trust the part.
What? What? Okay. And I have to ask you, the elliptical, is that a bullshit, exercise tool or not?
It's not. It's not. I actually do enjoy the elliptical. One because it's low impact. Especially if you're just starting out. I would recommend it because it gets your whole body pumping, so you actually can you know stretch yourself out and the whole bit. Plus, it's low impact on the knees. Annabelle uses that because she has knee issues from when she was in cheer, so she starts off there. Um, and I remember that one time when I lost a lot of weight, I started there because I knew that like I tried the walking thing and it hurt. Like my knees and like my legs hurt. I can't do this. I'm not ready for this yet. So that's when I went on the elliptical. So it's not bullshit if you use it correctly and you do it right.
Gotcha.
I mean, you have the ability to start like, building the resistance, go up in levels, and it's a little harder, so you are pushing yourself a little bit more. But the ones we have here, I don't like because the handles are kind of they don't rub the right way. Like it's like my hands feel weird, so I can't use the ones here. But yes, I if you have bad knees or you're just starting out, I would recommend that as your cardio to begin with.
I've been looking at the elliptical and I've been like, I don't know. Like I don't know. So I might hit that elliptical next week and give it a shot based upon your assessment. So
Yeah, I mean, go 45 minutes. And like what I used to do was, like, you start off with one, and every 5 minutes I add a level, so the resistance builds, and as you're getting coming to the end, you're starting to feel more because you're at a higher pace. So I would recommend that way. If you don't like it, don't do it. But if you see, you're like, all right, I can see what he was talking about. You know, you can fit it in as low impact.
great. Guys, what are your exercise tips? Go ahead, email us drinkswordsby@gmail.com, or just go ahead and slide in the DM on our Instagram at drinks to words by. As you know, we post from time to time. We just posted something yesterday from I believe it was like episode like 152. So we just post just random excerpts from random shows that we have. And that one was talking about the self driving car. And the reason why I posted that was because something happened in West Covina with a self driving car that crashed into a residency or something like that. So that,
Really, I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, let me. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I think we did something about that, and I'm like, oh, let me post that. That's kind of
I saw
relative.
I saw that in Frisco, they like something happened where it was causing a traffic jam. So because they're really pushing the self driving cars in San Francisco, I didn't hear about the West Covina going into it went into a residence,
I
like
think
onto a yard or
it
what?
might have been a residence or a business. I'm not sure. It was on. I still follow West Covina on Instagram, so
Oh yes, you know what I did? I think I did see something about it. It went into a storefront.
yeah, it could have been
They
that.
they were blaming. Sometimes I always think like, are they just blaming the self driving car? You fucked up. You're like, oh, it's a self driving car. It's a '92 Corolla, sir. It doesn't it doesn't have that capability?
Yeah. Damn you, Elon Musk. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
What's funny is when I revisited that, which by the way you can revisit that too. You can revisit all of our Instagram posts again at Drinks Towards By is our handle on Instagram. But we as we were talking, you made the comment that if a car, because the whole thing was wrapped around how these self-driving cars, how if you don't pay a payment, you skip a payment, it could drive itself back to the dealership. And you were saying that, well, what happens if your car is, parked in, a garage? And it came to me when I was watching, and I'm like, man, it would burst out as long as it says, "Hey, Kool-Aid," and it bursts out, then it's fine, right?
It's fine. It's okay.
That's what I started thinking. I was like, oh man, I should have said that. So I'm retconning it to for that now.
I mean, I would love to get to like the iRobot self driving car situation. Or like I'm like, fucking, I'm gonna here chill. Very George Jetson and shit. But even the Jetsons he drove his own flying car.
Yeah,
There was a lot of.
I think we're at least 30 years away from that. At least
From flying cars or really good self driving cars.
really good self-driving cars. I
30
think.
years. I'll give it 20. I'll give it 20.
Okay.
I'll give it 20. We're still a good ways away. It's
Mm,
just because a lot of people won't. It could be 30 only because it's going to take a lot longer for people to accept it.
right.
But I think. I think technology is 20 years away from like where it's going to be perfected. It's just where people, I want my gas guzzling. I want my big truck. I don't have self-driving big trucks. So
Yeah. I mean, look how long it took for us to accept the internet. Now we can't like live without it.
I don't think the internet took a lot to accept. I just think it was hard to use because it fucking you can't receive phone calls.
Right?
You had to block out your entire phone just to
Yeah.
use the internet. So
Forgot about that part.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
don't think I don't
dial the
think it
phone.
was it was not accepting. I think it was just like we were still new to the technology.
Right. Oh, speaking of technology, any new technology that you're interested in purchasing, David?
Mm, nothing comes to mind. I haven't had a want or need for anything. I do think I need to get a new phone soon. But that's just me. Um, other than that, well, I'm pretty content. I don't need or want for much.
Okay. I just saw something that my brother got, and it is a projector, except you don't hang it up. It just sits down on the floor and it lasers the entire laser, the entire the entire screen. It is amazing.
Hmm. How's the picture quality?
Fantastic. Absolutely. It looks like he made a home theater system and I'm just like, "Oh my god, this is so cool."
And
So
he's just like streaming from his phone onto that projector.
I didn't check and see how he was streaming, but it could have been from a computer, it could have been from his phone. Either one onto the projector and then it bounces it. It was man, it's your home theater is now something that anybody can have. And I was just reading an article about this, that as TVs get thinner, so do the speakers. And because of that, it is creating what they call the mumble effect on TVs, where a lot of streaming services, they have their audio set at different rates. Like there's no standard like this is the audio level per that every streaming service is going to use. They all have their own different one. So
But
because
yeah,
of
that's why porn's so loud.
no, porn so loud be because you want to get caught. Is that you
I
watching
don't I don't
porn?
understand. It's like I have it at a 2. Why is it sound like it's at a fucking 40? It's like lower this. Why are you so much louder?
Yeah. But again,
So that's why we no wait when we were you had to have when like you kept switching back between Disney Channel and porn, you always had to put the mute button on.
right. Mute was always key.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is, and I wonder if they do this, is if there's closed captioning on porn.
I think they were supposed to start that. I think there was. I don't know. I've never used this.
I know.
So
I know. I'm like, what?
if you know if there's closed captioning, please email us
Yes.
or get to the DMs. Let us know. Is there closed captioning on porn?
Right. I mean, I could see it for the people that don't have that have hearing issues. You know,
Hmm.
I get it, but I mean, are you that enthralled into the storyline where you're like, what is going on here? Why? I must know. I must read the captions. So we'll see. But I digress.
It's like trying to watch anime during a fight. Like
Right.
trying to read and watch the thing at the same time.
But have you noticed that the mumble factor that everyone's been talking about on TVs and stuff like that?
Uh, I haven't. I don't think my TV's that thin. But I know because we have a very loud AC here that we have to adjust the volume according to the AC so I can hear it right. But I haven't noticed a mumble factor yet.
And it's so weird because I've been so pro like you guys should get headphones because that would clear up a lot of stuff. You guys just put headphones in the TV. Like I'm such a proponent of.
Hmm? It's easier when you're by yourself. It's kind of hard when you're with somebody and they're like, "What's going? Hey, what's going? Fucked up."
Is it? I don't know. It's like like you're in something and you have the extra headphones right there that they could put on, and I don't know.
I mean, it's like you don't have like conversation like you're watching sports. You can't have a headset on while you're watching sports. You like fucking talking like, look at this fucking like I can't believe you did that. You don't want to be like, huh? What'd you say? Oh yeah, that was a good play. No, fucking
Well, I mean, look at the way we did it. Well, remember when we had that idea to do the movies and we talk under them and stuff like that.
yeah,
We did it kind of good like that. We had microphones and stuff like that. Now you,
yeah. I wouldn't mind doing that again. We got to do that one again.
I know. We did what two? We did house party
Army
one.
House Party and Army of the Dead. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So guys, that's all that's on drinks towards by at go ahead log on there and go ahead and search for all that and you can watch a movie and
we
listen.
yeah we just can't do a show. We can't do that after a show. That was
Right.
like the shit show that transpired. No, 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 nay, nay. One or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was a good time. We got like Scarditos and we went all out. It
You
was
know,
fun.
I miss Cardinos. I actually kind of miss Cardinos. Like thing out here in Riverside, you have when you move away, you have to find your own places and stuff. I'm sure you're still finding
Oh
a
yeah.
spot for like certain things, but then you like, "Ah, wish I could hit that. Sounds so good right now." But like, I'm not driving to fucking to West Covina for fucking Cardinos right now. Not 100-degree weather, not for anything. It's like it's good greasy pizza, but that sounds so good.
I know, but now if you happen to be visiting in West Covina, it's definitely like, hey, we could pick up a pie and have it tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah. So let the grease harden, and it's
Yeah, that's when it's really good.
yeah. But yeah, you're right. It's one of those like that was a good time. I think we need to do that again. We had to figure that out.
Yeah. I don't know if we could do it virtually. That'd just be too hard.
It'd be difficult. My wife always wants to like when I'm away. She's like, "Want to watch a movie together?" I go, "I can't because I'd have to watch the movie on my phone, and I can't talk to you." Although I have come some recently, I have noticed that a lot of hotels have started incorporating the ability to like watch Netflix from the TV. So you can input your Netflix information or your Prime information, and you can watch it on the TV as opposed to like just whatever the TV have, whatever like
Oh, that's
channels they
cool.
have. Yeah,
That's
that's
very
a
cool.
that's become it's becoming a. I've seen it more often on like as hotels are updating themselves and stuff. And yeah, TV.
That's very cool. You know what? I just made my first ever chili. They just showed me how to make chili the other day, and I
Who
haven't
showed
even
you?
one of the I would like to say cook, but she's not a cook, but she is a cook. We have a very strange situation at work. Obviously, I'm a bartender and I'm cooking. There I'm a prep cook there, and I really don't. I have a little food experience. How but ironically, like I come from a food background. Like my uncle, he owns his own burger stand, and then my cousin, his son, is like a world class chef. And so it's like I feel like we have that in us. So when they're like, hey, we want you to do all this prep stuff, and I'm like, sure, and it just came easy to me. I was like, okay, this is kind of easy. But I never got called in for the big game to like create like a dish until the other day. and this was a girl that was our register girl, and we were trying everybody out to be like the cook just in case whatever, because we, at work it's like we all plug in all the holes if someone's out or whatever. And so we got this girl in, and the first girl that we got didn't work out at all. She just crumbled, like it just didn't work out. And then the next girl that we tried, it was so odd. Everything just like seamless. Everything just was amazing, And so then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be gone in like 2 weeks, so I'm trying to teach everybody one thing." And she is organized. She had a folder of the recipe and like what you're gonna need and how to do it. And I'm not a recipe guy. I am a visual guy. So I was taking photos of everything. Of like, okay, let's add these photos into the book. But yeah, and I made chili, and from what I've been told, it's been great. I took some of it home. I'm supposed to have it tomorrow, and so I'm kind of excited for that. And we make turkey chili, which is a real big hit at work instead of regular beef chili. So take that with a grain. So I don't know. Have you ever had turkey chili, or do you just do the normal beef chili?
I mean, I've had turkey chili. I haven't made turkey chili, but I have. Have I might have. You know what? Actually, I think I did, but I also included like sausage. So
Mm,
I always use two meats in my chili. I'm a two meat chili kind of guy. Just it just depends what meats are available. Um, but yeah, I've done it, but I always include a second like more fattier meat to kind of even it out.
gotcha. Gotcha. What's the latest thing that you've cooked lately, David?
I haven't really gone above and beyond lately. I actually we do those meal kits, right?
Yeah,
So
you're
we've
super
done
good.
yeah. So we actually you bring it up. I actually have some leftover chili that I was gonna eat for lunch. So I'm really excited about. But it's beef. And no, like today is supposed to be steak and potatoes.
Mm,
Never can't go wrong with that.
okay.
I gotta do some. I do have to cook some stuff up. I actually really my wife makes a really good tuna. She uses like celery and capers and the whole bit. So kind of wanted to make some tuna.
Capers are such the odd thing because at work I make Caesar salad, and a Caesar salad is just really basic. It's like the most basic of all salads, which is just Caesar dressing, Parmesan cheese, and croutons. But there they add capers to it, and I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you do
Well,
that
because
to yourself?
it's supposed to be a supplement for sardines. Because a Caesar salad actually has sardines. Like a real Caesar salad
Really?
has sardines in it. Yes, a real Caesar salad has sardines, and that's the salty, like the kind of like vinegary, salty, like kind of kick. So that's probably why they add capers.
I thought that was so odd, but now I guess I'm odd.
Do you know where Caesar salad started?
Yes, in Mexico.
In Mexico. It's a Cesar salad.
Yeah,
We've covered
Cesar.
this. Cesar salad. Ah,
Um, and speaking of salad, sports, ladies and
sports.
gentlemen.
I felt it coming. What's going on in sports? World Cup final, Women's World Cup final this Sunday.
Mm.
Um, I haven't really followed, but I kind of want to wake up at 3 in the morning and watch the Women's World Cup final. Is that wrong of me? Is that
No, no, it's Saturday at 3 in the morning or Sunday at 3 in the morning.
Sunday? So it's going from Saturday into Sunday morning.
Mm. Yeah, that sounds fun. I mean, man, like old West Covina me would probably have still been up and partying all day. So
Yeah,
like that,
I probably would just go all like stay up all night, watch the land and sleep all day. But if I go to sleep, I won't be able to do that now. I'm too old for that shit.
right?
So if I go to sleep at like 9, wake up at 3, watch the game, and then pass out again and sleep till like 8. As my wife stares at me like I'm not getting up at 3 in the morning.
She doesn't have to. Which again, a good reason why to have, headphones, so you could watch TV with headphones on. So she wouldn't
You with
need it.
headphones. Yeah, true. True. Uh, but it's like it's that whole trying to yell going.
Yeah,
uh,
sounds
that's
good.
another issue. Like
Yeah,
I have no skin in the game, but it's the World Cup final, so it's kind of like I am a fan of soccer. Messi has been tearing it up in the MLS,
yeah,
which we knew was going to happen. So here's the thing: does that speak less about how much he's already dominated in the MLS and what the MLS is, or do you feel that a lot more people will go to the MLS from European soccer? And I know this isn't your forte,
right.
but
Um, you know, I don't. This is my thing. I don't think people will go to the MLS just to be re badass again. And I say that because there's going to be other divisions that are going to want them. So they're going to go where the money goes, not necessarily where their talent can be better, if that makes sense.
I mean, then that's the question now. And I had this discussion with my friend Mark. Um, the Saudi Arabia league, where a lot of these stars are going, like Ronaldo and Neymar, and like because they're paying them more. They're making $100 million a fucking year. I think Benzema's $200 million a year. You know, whereas like we're looking and I'm talking shit about baseball contracts, like they're not worth 200 million. This guy's making this in a year.
Yeah.
But that's Saudi money. A lot more people have gone to that league than to the MLS, and the Saudi league is apparently trying to petition for a wild card to get into Champions League, which I say is a good thing for the MLS to do and petition as well. Like go there, but he's like, they already have it. They already have a Champions League over here, the Concaf, which
Yeah.
is like South Central. Yeah, but I'm like, that's not the real Champions League. It's not the real Champions League.
Right.
The Champions League is Europe. So that's the
I
that's
think
the
that would
thing.
be cool. I think that would be very cool if an MLS team, if they were good enough, could do that, or even a Saudi, any team. Doesn't matter. Like, that becomes more World Cup esque, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
I think it does favor the sports to be able to do that because now you have Messi in Miami going into Champions League is like something now people from America are looking. Oh, now I'm going to watch Champions League,
Yeah.
which goes towards Paramount Plus raising their prices. There's more people watching. That's why I
Exactly.
have Paramount Plus for fucking Champions League.
Exactly. And not only that, but it's good for any sport. I think, you do that for baseball or for football. I know, even for that matter, that there's some Canadian football teams that are like really good, and just like we were talking how like soccer does it, that you were telling me, where it's like a team can go down a league and a team can move up, and that's what kind of makes everything really cool about soccer. But I think that'd be cool about the NFL too. If you have a really shitty team, it would sure make all those shitty teams not be that much shittier. Now they're like,
They try a lot harder. Yeah, they try a lot harder.
right, and they wouldn't care about what pick they were getting, because if they moved down a league, then they wouldn't get that pick. So yeah, yeah, I think that has a lot of benefits towards it, and just like I said, it's going to make everybody love the sport even more from different countries. So I think you're
See,
you're onto something.
I think that would be easier in baseball than football because there's designated like you have the AAA. Like imagine the fucking Detroit Tigers fucking have the worst record, so they get put down to like AAA and
Right,
they bring up a AAA team and shit. That'd be hilarious. That would be
that'd be great.
crazy.
That'd be
Yeah.
great. And but it would make those contracts that you sign even more valuable, even more like, hey, like I'm now playing AAA, but I'm still getting paid, regular money. So, it would definitely really streamline, I think, what teams are paying other players.
I think there'd be a bunch more clauses. Like if we get relegated, your pay gets cut in half. Like you weren't worth the money, so I'm not going to pay you major league money for AAA fucking services. That would make people try a lot fucking harder.
That's tough, and I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of it is there's only in baseball there's only two people with a winning and losing record, and that's the manager and the pitcher. That's it. The catcher doesn't have a winning losing record. The outfielders, none of those guys do.
Yeah, if your team is losing, you have a losing record. You're on a losing team. And
Right.
it's not the manager, it's not the pitcher. That's the team. You can't pick up your guys and go, "Hey, I'm going to support you and I'm going to score more runs because you let up a couple runs." Then why are we paying the outfielder if they're not going to be held accountable?
Let us know your thoughts. Go ahead, email us, drinksworthby@gmail.com, slide in the DMs on Instagram. Let us know what you think. This is fantastic conversation that we're having. Really
It's
great.
a good sports segment,
Yeah.
considering we don't have much listening.
I missed the first preseason game of the NFL. But that's because I was at a family event, and I'm like the only one in my family that watches football. So I don't know if that's odd or not. My family's more of a baseball family than anything.
Hmm.
I'm kind of the odd guy out.
Um, I don't know. I mean, that's to each their own. I mean, I tend to be more of a soccer person. I mean, I love football. I love football. But preseason doesn't mean much to me. I don't put too much emphasis on preseason. When we're at the first game, then it's like, all right, here we go. Let me know what's going on, you know. But other than that, me.
Yeah, I'm like preseason. Everyone's still trying to find out who's on the team. They're like, "Are you on the team? We want you to play. Go out
Yeah,
there."
wasn't he on there last week? He's out there now. Okay.
Yeah. So, but preseason's only like 4 games now, right? Or is it 3? They cut it. I forgot for how much.
They cut it. I think it's 3 games now. I think there's only one more preseason game like next week. Uh, and then I think there's like 1 week break, and then the season. Because I think the season starts what, September 7th.
Yeah,
Like the
September.
kickoff game.
Yeah,
Yeah. So they have the kickoff game,
which is
and
Thursday night.
then yeah, it's a Thursday night game. That's usually it's the repeat of the Super Bowl, right? So I
Yeah,
think it's the Chiefs versus the Eagles.
yeah,
So yeah, that's the first game of the season, and then we go into Sunday, and then they remember they used to have like 3 Monday night games. Now they don't do that anymore.
yeah. That was awesome.
That really was.
That was great. It was like, oh, Monday night all day long.
Yeah.
I really wish Monday night would be double headers. Just the 3 o'clock game and then the 6 o'clock game. Oh, fantastic.
Because you have the East Coast and the West Coast, so it would kind of like, okay, so the East Coast gets to watch a full game and not have to lose sleep, and the West Coast gets like the second game because they're still at work for the first game. You see a lot
Exactly.
of people just taking off. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. Actually, I think it's kind of cool because I've been on the East Coast during football, like late night game. I'm like, dude, why am I up at midnight watching this game? This is ridiculous.
Yeah. And as per directed, the first game would always be an East Coast team. You know,
Mhm.
you would always, and then the night game would always be a West Coast team. Why
Yeah.
aren't we in charge? Why aren't NFL? We know you watch the show. We know you listen.
Yeah.
Put us in charge.
Yes. We know your reps are fans or subscribers.
Exactly. And you too can subscribe on our YouTube. Go ahead, click on the banner, hit that subscribe button. We have 33 subscribers currently. You could be number 34.
Do it.
So go.
You've got nothing to lose. Or just
Exactly.
follow us on all the services that you listen to all
Exactly.
your podcasts on because we're on there.
Exactly. So for more information, go ahead, click drinkswordsby.com and click on all those banners. And you know what? We do have a donation banner. I don't know if you know that or not. Do you know, David, what the best nation is?
Would that be Doe Nation?
You are correct. And do you know what the capital of donation is?
What is that?
Generosity. Brilliant, right?
Oh man! All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I've been using that since
Generosity.
I made that up in 2007. In 2007, I made that up, and feel
So,
free to use it, anybody.
yeah, well, yeah.
It's really clever, my personal opinion.
So, at the
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
back,
There's
at your
one
back.
thing that I give to mankind. It's that. Okay.
It's that. Yes.
Yeah. Last call for topics. Any topic that you want to discuss before we get out of here?
Mm, any movie recommendations? Have you watched anything recently that I
Oh
can watch?
no.
You know what? Because I
Yeah.
haven't come across any movies. I've been just me and my wife have been doing the series, but I do want a movie to watch this weekend.
Right. No, I have not seen any movies this week, but it's been kind of a weird week for me lately. I've been watching I've just been watching a lot of news. Watching a lot of news and a lot of Dodgers. So I haven't really usually the weekend is my movie weekend, but
Gotcha.
this week is kind of a weird week with that tropical storm coming in. I do want to see Blue Beetle. That looks cool. George Lopez is in it. I feel like it's our first Mexican, superhero. So I gotta kind of support that.
Technically, it's not. Technically,
Right,
it's not.
right. It's not, but I mean George Lopez
I
is in
best
it. So
as far as movies wise, because America Chavez was in Doctor Strange. He's a Latina descent.
well, America Ferrera was in Barbie. So I mean, does that make that a Mexican movie?
Oh, it's not a superhero movie. Though. We're talking about superhero movies.
Barbie isn't a superhero.
Uh, only
The women.
for only, I'm gonna leave that alone. Leave it alone.
Smart man.
Yeah. Nope. Final cheers.
Cheers, ladies and gentlemen.
Final cheers.
What are we cheersing to this week?
I'm cheersing to the handyman and to all handymen for making lives easier and fixing doors and screens and stuff that I know I can't do. So cheers to all you guys out there making people's houses and lives better. Appreciate you.
Cheers. Side topic that it just hit me right now. I need to be put for the Nobel Peace Prize. I just unclogged my first sink, and I feel like I could take over the world.
You unclogged your first sink. Congratulations, sir.
Yes,
Truly, it's a monumentous moment for you.
yes. So this, final cheers goes out to the inventor of the plunger. Whoever thought about who could ever. It does so much.
It does so much.
To the
Cheers to
inventor of the
that guy.
plunger.
Cheers to the guy whose toilet got clogged and goes, how do we get this out?
Now, how do I make millions of this?
How do I put a suction cup on a stick?
Exactly. I bet you its first use was not used to unclog the those pipes.
I have, yeah. Now we got to research and bring this up. And it's like, so this
Yeah.
is how it was actually started.
Uh, well, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this edition of Drinks to Words by David. Kick him out,
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up off the ship. See you guys.
and we are out of here. Stay dry. Later.